Hello, my name is Ornelas Ramirez, and I'll be presenting today. So, I have become well versed in the categories of race, ethnicity, and culture throughout my time in this ethnic studies course. I've also seen all three at play in my life. While I've only begun learning about these three categories in my ethnic studies experience and time as a student, I learned that all three of these categories are distinct, impact one another greatly, and define the characteristics of modern society, and that's why they are so relevant today and they should be learned about in order to learn about mass groups of people. Race is a human construct, a categorization based on human appearance that is fluid and due to implicit bias. This is because implicit bias stems from a fear of the unknown. Like the myth of race, it is a purpose to dehumanize humans and used as a mechanism to survive and is basically a human tactic to quickly find out who is a friend or foe. So it stemmed from that idea of being like monsters surviving. And an example of categorization or of race would be Asian Americans, who all stem from Asia but can be subdivided into groups of Chinese, Korean, or Vietnamese. As a result, this practice is often harmful to society, modern society, as humans are often complex and can't be understood at a quick glance. In order to prevent the spread of stereotypes, resources such as ethnic studies classes serve to stop the spread of fast categorization that is promoted through stereotypes and allows for groups who have been marginalized by stereotypes and race to stop and end. Ethnicity is the cultural heritage of a person, one who receives religious, linguistic, and ancestral backgrounds due to it and can often act as huge parts of a person's identity. Ethnicity often occurs because of family ties and the environment that people are raised in. So, their house, family members, relatives, food, religion, and or elders. Some examples of ethnicities include African Americans or Hispanics. So, a person from each of these groups might have different hairstyles, languages, traditions, or even dance styles. Ethnicity occurs because people live in the same area or country and adapt similar habits. The importance of ethnicity and why it's so important to learn about is because it helps better learn the identity of large groups of people. It also helps learn better about the world and whether they experience or can even see racial discrimination present around them. Moreover, culture. Culture is the arts, symbols, achievements, social institutions of a population passed down from one generation to the next. In other words, human activity that can be traced in a pattern. Culture arises similarly to ethnicity through repetitive human activity within a community, such as architecture or clothes. So, in Spain, there's different architecture than maybe Europe, or different clothes styles, for example, the US to Mexico. An example of culture is Hispanic communities playing guitarron, bullfighting, cooking up dishes with beans and rice, or listening to the latest rancheras. It can often be adapted to or by involving oneself in certain activities. And the importance of culture in modern society is that it benefits our lives socially. It allows us to be tolerant of one's activities because we understand their background and achievements. It also allows people to build relationships and communicate with each other because they're able to find common interests. In the future, culture could become further integrated because of the rise of mixed couples as of late. These people could bring their own ideals, motivations, passions, and interests to their significant others as a result of culture. Continuing on, I would like to describe myself as a Salvadorian Mexican Latino who enjoys listening to music and is male. This definition is based off of my race, ethnicity, and culture. First, I would like to call myself a Salvadorian Mexican. That's because that's where my parents have come from, and my implicit bias directs me to that notion of being related to those countries. Furthermore, I would like to call myself Latino because I enjoy and relate to the culture of Latino communities, whether that is eating tacos, enjoying the rancheras, or being able to have chickens in my own mini rancho. I would say these aspects of my life emerge from belonging in my community. Moreover, I would say that I enjoy listening to music because it is part of my ethnicity. All my ancestors originated music from instruments such as the drum or rattles, which base my interest of music today. I also would say that it is why my mom and my other family members enjoy music so much. Furthermore, I would like to say that I am male because it is a part of my race or categorization that I put myself into. As a result of these three factors, I am able to independently categorize myself as Jesus Ornelas Ramirez. Finally, these adapt into my everyday life where I see students listening to AirPods in their ears, to my band teacher playing the trumpet, an instrument that he gained from his time in Southern California as a student. At lunchtime, I eat tamales while eating grapes, a staple grapes where the staple grapes that originate from Northern California, and tamales, of course, from Mexican Latino culture. When I go to my history class, I learn about the subdivisions of groups of people within AP European history, where we're basically taught about the different categories of people by country. When I get home, I am able to divide my assignments into separate categories, difficulties, assignments, time spent, and all of these come together to form the three ideals of race, ethnicity, and culture in my life. Thank you.